أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Today we will discuss the research topic Human Coherence, the Quran versus Science. Human Coherence, the Quran versus Science. The Quran has persistently emphasized the significance of positive emotions, psychophysiological and spiritual order, balance, socio-economic equilibrium, and coherence or inner balance in the human life and in the society. Some Quranic verses are shown on the screen in this context. Though congregational prayers, spiritual sittings, spiritual meetings, and charitable practices were devotedly institutionalized in view of Quranic instructions. But unfortunately, neither the Quranic spirit of these collective ibadat and social integration through benevolent and charitable practices could be truly understood, nor they could generate any remarkable, enduring, and appreciable effects in promoting coherence, order, or equilibrium in our socio religious or spiritual life. The Quran provides a very strong philosophic base in this psychophysiological and spiritual domain of human life. But we historically neglected the understanding and scholarship necessary to transmute this philosophy into a prescription or a working plan for creating an orderly, coherent, resilient, and vibrant environment for personal and societal life. As we discussed in previous 4 sessions, science during the last few decades has discovered great impact of positive emotions and psychophysiological order or heart-brain coherence on the human life. With the discovery of cardio-electromagnetic communication of the heart, science has expanded the scope of social coherence to global coherence and connectivity with the earthly and solar electromagnetic fields. Despite these wonderful discoveries, science still lacks in pursuing the spiritual core that can accomplish the connectivity of the man with the earth, the universe, and the divine order. It is also important to know the force behind the heart that instills the heart with the positive inclinations and emotions. Moreover, science so far has not given much confident remedy, underline confident remedy, to avert the flow of negative emotions and thoughts causing fears, stress, strains, anxieties, and such other human sufferings. Today, we will try to find Quranic guidance on these vital issues. So, dear friends, as we discussed in the previous lectures, the current neurocardiology studies have found that during physiological or heart-brain coherence, internal systems internal systems are more stable and they function more efficiently. Resultantly, synchronized functioning of the emotional, hormonal, cognitive, and immune systems, a persistent flow of energy to the body and mind of the man. And the heart radiates, gives out. The heart radiates electromagnetic field that causes a system of energetic communication. Sensitivity of energetic communication between individuals depends upon their emotional and physiological coherence. Higher the coherent state of the individuals, more sensitive they will be in sharing the information contained in each other's magnetic fields. You follow my point? It is also found that this electromagnetic communication or connectedness has a universal scope. Every cell in our body is engrossed in an external and internal environment of invisible magnetic forces that can affect virtually every circuit in biological systems. Further to that, physiological coherences in humans and global collective behaviors are also synchronized with solar and geomagnetic fields to such an extent that any disruption in the fields of solar or geomagnetic, can create adverse effects on human health and behavior. Some current cardiac studies have also revealed that during the physiological coherence state, the ascending input from the heart modifies changes in the frontal areas of the brain, causing some increase in spiritual ability. They term this energetic output as intuitive heart or an intelligent heart. It is viewed that the heart intelligence is the flow. It's not one time. It is the flow of higher awareness, higher consciousness, and the intuition which is experienced when the mind and emotions are brought into synchronistic alignment with the energetic heart. When someone is heart-centered, focusing on the heart, and coherent, he has a closer alignment with his deeper source of intuitive intelligence. He is able to better self-regulate his thoughts and emotions, and with the passage of time, this process uplifts his consciousness and establishes a higher internal physiological and psychological baseline that causes an increased flow of intuitive information that is communicated through the emotional energetic system to the mind and brain systems, resulting in a stronger connection with deeper inner voice. Focus on this interconnectivity. It is no doubt a remarkable advancement by science. We acknowledge it. It is no doubt a remarkable advancement by science towards knowing about the heart's role as a cognitive and spiritual source. But so far, by now, they couldn't honestly and seriously, they could not honestly and seriously appreciate heart's connectivity with the spirit and thereby with the forces of divine order. Divine order. They reach to the phenomenon of inner voice or higher consciousness as a consequential outcome of interaction between the heart and brain coherently induced by positive emotions, which leaves several questions, several queries unanswered. How the Quran resolves these questions, we will see it now. Before that, I will request to have a deep look on the connectivity of the spirit, heart, nafs and mind shown in the graph displayed on the screen. Now let us see the Quranic guidance on these vital issues. Dear friends, science is yet to explore. Note it. Science is yet to explore the force behind the heart that instills, that motivates, that instills it with the positive inclinations and emotions. This is the first point. Then, science is also to find some confident remedy to avert the flow of negative emotions and thoughts causing fears, stress, strains, anxieties, and such other human sufferings. Science is yet to understand the real cause behind the inner voice or higher consciousness, which it so far think as a consequential outcome of interaction between the heart and brain coherently induced by positive emotions. Science yet needs to pursue another point, another question. Science yet needs to pursue the spiritual core that can accomplish the connectivity of the man with the earth, the universe, and divine order. In fact, science, because of its materialistic mindset, it's very, very unfortunate. Science, because of its materialistic mindset, blocks its vision beyond the materiality of the body, earth, and the universe. When it will show prudence, who will show prudence? Science. When it will show prudence to have holistic vision of the elements of the nature combining the body, heart, and mind with the spirit. And when it will start to see the affairs of the universe through the spectrum of the divine order, it will be able to find answers to the questions unanswered so far. So, dear friends, the Quran is very clear. Quran is very clear, firstly, on the comprehensive coherence of the man and the universe, connectivity of the man and the universe. Secondly, on the divine sources that instill the heart with positive emotions, inclinations, and attitudes that promote psychophysiological, cognitive, and intuitive abilities to achieve greater resilience, and higher inner baseline. And thirdly, how the man could be pulled out. How the man could be pulled out from the quagmire of the negative emotions and unfounded fears to restore his lost charms of body, mind, heart, and soul, blessed by the divine nature. Let us study a few guidelines of the Quran in this context. Number one, the Quran has strongly desired, not desired, strongly desired that psychophysiological coherences in humans and global collective behaviors should be synchronized with the universal systems pursuing the laws of nature, which refer to order, discipline, balance, justice, coherence, and mutually supporting conduct of the elements, small or big, of the universe. This order or coherence provides necessary resilience, equilibrium, perseverance to the sustainability of the individual as well as the universal systems against instant shocks and disruptions. Let us ponder, meditate, focus on each and every word of ayat 5 to 9 of Surah Ar-Rahman shown on the screen. This coherence, equilibrium, inner balance, resonance, and psychophysiological order mentioned in the ayat necessitate, not option, necessitate the man's adherence to the laws of nature and complete coherence with the tunes of the nature, as the man's nature is replica of the divine nature. In this context, please think on the words of ayat 30 of Surah Ar-Rum shown on the screen. The ayat describes this great honor accorded to the man. Which is the honor? That man's nature is replica of the divine nature. Allah created the man on his nature. Try to understand. Allah created the man on his nature so that man could perform his role of vicegerency in the most befitting manner, perfect manner. For that reason, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam directed to his followers, we Muslims, takhlaqu bi ikhlaqillah, which means adopt Allah's nature, pursue Allah's nature, follow Allah's nature, adhere to Allah's nature, His attributes, His character, so that the man's nature could be tuned, could be synchronized with the divine nature. Allahu Akbar. In the previous lecture, we have seen that the positive emotions comes out from the piety of the heart or the righteous life as revealed in ayat 32 of Surah Al-Hajj shown on the screen. The Quran's philosophy of righteous life comprises of three very strong pillars, which are the faith, ibadat, are pillars of Islam, and good deeds. In this trio, good deeds get pivotal position, central position, as they are the reflective measure of the truthfulness of one's faith and ibadat. Faith in the oneness of God, His exclusive authority over the affairs of the universe, and their connectivity with the divine order, together with the faith in the inevitability of the day of judgment. What is inevitability? Certainty. It will happen. Inevitability of the day of judgment provides a strong base for a righteous life. What is righteous life? It is such life where the faith in Allah's exclusive authority over all sorts of affairs of the universe and the self frees the man, gives freedom, frees the man from all sorts of fears, including the fears of death and poverty. It is such life which teaches the man to love humanity by the acts of justice, balance, compassion, benevolence, forgiveness, and common good, to seek the love of Allah. What is the objective? To seek the love of Allah. Please have a look on the Quranic references in this context. There are hundreds of Quranic verses that keep on informing the man, warning the man for the dire consequences, serious consequences of the evil deeds and negative emotions and attitudes on the day of judgment. The man falls from the height of Ahsani Takveem down to the abyss of Asfala Safilin. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. So, because of his deviation from the righteous life of faith and well-being of the humanity, why he falls down? Why he falls down from Ahsani Takveem to Asfala Safilin? Because of his deviation from the righteous life of faith and well-being of the humanity. Number 3, the Quran has directed the man to look at the wonders, marvels of the universe and the wonders inside of his self, to access the treasures of divine wisdom and coherence with nature, to achieve the blessed status accorded by Allah as revealed in Surah Fussilat and Surah Az-Zariyat. Please have a look at the screen. This philosophy is further explained in a hadith. Please listen. فَقَدْ عَرَفَ نَفْسَهُ فَقَدْ عَرَفَ رَبَّهُ. Whoever knows himself knows his God, knows his Allah, knows his Rabb. Number 4, the Quran has explicitly, very, very clearly informed about the heart's linkage with the divine order by revealing that the Quran and every significant divine instruction have been addressed to the heart. It means the heart is fountain of divine guidance. Besides that, Allah's remembrance. Allah's remembrance blesses the heart with peace and strength, and thus it becomes a great source of connectivity with the divine order. There are several Quranic references on these subjects. 3 of them are shown on the screen. Please have a look on it. It means the man can find divine guidance from the Quran or by inculcating coherence of his heart with his spirit. Coherence of his heart with his spirit to promote his faith and positive leanings, and he can save him from the curse of evil inclinations or negative emotions. And that with the remembrance of Allah, by praising your Creator, the man can seek peace and strength of his heart and nearness to the divine order. Subhanallah. So, number 5, the heart is at the center of the man's spiritual being and psychophysiological being. It has the ability to receive the divine signals and transmits them to its psychophysiological counterparts in the language common to them by pulse rate, by HRV, etc. To understand centrality of the heart, I invite your attention to the graph shown on the screen. A heart devoted to his Creator, to his Sustainer, to his Allah, finds the connectivity with the divine order and thereby becomes a great source of supreme wisdom, guidance, and energy. This divine reality is best revealed in Ayat 22 of Surah Az-Zumar and Ayat 22 of Surah Al-Mujadila as shown on the screen. Dear friends, in the discussion made so far, we have tried to seek guidance from the Quran to enhance the scope of coherence within the man and among the man, the nature or the universe by adding to it the spiritual dimensions. We saw how the questions unanswered by science so far can be resolved by understanding the Quranic philosophy of righteous life and essentiality of the connectivity of the heart and mind with the spirit. It's very important. We can't leave alone mind and heart. We will have to connect them with the spirit. Due to time constraint, we have made a few Quranic references during the discussion. However, for more clarity on these related issues, a list of some more Quranic references is shown on the screen. Dear friends, we conclude our discussion here. These programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written copies are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 1B or 13 or lecture number 103. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz.